NBA totals. Here we go again for Wednesday, January 25th. This is a segment where we look at the totals. We're coming to you live right now. So, as I always like to mention, if I make any mistakes, please be forgiving on me because, again, this is live. Not a good day yesterday on our totals, 1 and 2. We did hit our one spread play though on Denver, so that was good. And NCAA not well either going 1 and 2. I thought we were going to catch an overtime there, but we didn't. So not a good day in totals overall across the board. Totals can be really, really tough, by the way. So right now for our totals, we're sitting at 145 and 130 on the season. Definitely not where we want to be, but it's better than the opposite. So can't complain a ton. And let's see. Our NCAA basketball, we're doing actually pretty well on that one. I worked out the percentages yesterday. We're hitting 53% on our NBA totals, and we're hitting 54% on our NCAA totals. So if we keep that up throughout the season, combine those both, we got a nice, nifty little profit by the end. That's what we're shooting for. But definitely a rough go yesterday. Yeah, that Denver-Utah game was really slow. I was really surprised. They picked it up a lot in the second half. It just started out amazingly slow. And, that happens sometimes. Let's see. All right. Well, don't forget we got SBRpicks.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, all there for you. And what else I want to mention? Sportsbook review, sign-up bonuses. And don't forget the blacklist as well. Sportsbooks you got to avoid. And we're going to jump into some totals. All right. Let's do this. Let me get off of this. And let's look. I have 4 games today. And I'm also going to talk about some spreads. Our spread picks have actually, if you've noticed, have actually been pretty good. Pretty good. I do have an article today, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But we got 4 good games today, I think. Yeah, the sides have been thanks. The sides have been pretty good. Totals, yeah. Something I got to mention. Disclaimer here, real quick. Oh, first let me mention this. Sorry. So tomorrow there's not going to be a live segment, but I will have my NBA totals video and an NCAA totals video. So be sure to check that out. That'll be on our YouTube channel, possibly on the Facebook page as well. So check that out. Be sure to share the videos. I always got to mention that as well. So yeah, tomorrow we're not going to have a live segment, and actually we're not going to have a live segment all the way until next Monday. I'll put out. I have to take a couple days off. I'm going to be traveling. I got some things I got to take care of, and then Sunday we'll have some more videos up for you, and then Monday we'll be back with the live segment. We're going to try to do a live segment every day next week, but there's going to be a day or two in there I'm probably going to have to miss. I'm going to be back in the United States for a little while, so. That's going to be a really good time for me. So let's see. Let's get some totals. And then if we want to talk about spreads, we can talk about spreads. And sorry, I digress. This is what I want to talk. Totals are hard. And just to let you guys know, as a handicapper, I play all my plays. Anything I tell you, I'm playing it. All right. I have my own bankroll, and I'm playing it. Because I think there's some integrity behind that. NCAA and the NBA. That includes the spread plays. So, there's also a lot of NCAA spread plays that you don't know that I'm playing. And that'll be another segment I could do in the future, but that's been going actually really well for me this year. NCAA basketball is usually my best topic. I'm usually really solid in NCAA hoops. NBA, I'm usually really good as well. This year's been kind of wonky because the totals doing this segment have been a lot of high totals. If you guys have noticed that this year, they've been really getting up and down the floor. So that's been surprising. Okay, so just to let you know, I do play all my plays, and I also play a lot of plays you don't know about. But overall, as a handicapper, I'm doing actually pretty well this season. I'm pretty happy, although the totals for NBA might not show it. So sorry about that. I'm going to try and pick it up for you guys. All right, here we go. All right, first play up. Here we go. We got Cleveland and Sacramento. This went from 214 to 216. I'm going under. And I know a lot of people want to go over. And philosophically, I want to go under for this main reason is they allowed New Orleans 70 points in the first half of their last game. And then they allowed just like 52, 54 points in the second half. So they've been talking about we need a playmaker. They don't need a playmaker. They need to play some defense. And I think they do that tonight. For this total here, this 216, that's pretty high. And I do expect Cleveland to score a lot, so that's why people probably want to jump on that over. But I think we're looking more at like a 115 to 98 final. something like that. That's what we're looking at. Where Cleveland really takes care of business. Sacramento, Gay is out. They don't go at a fast pace. We look at their last matchup. Excuse me. 120 to 108, and that was in Sacramento. But they scored 70 points in the fourth quarter. I don't think that's going to happen again. As well, in that game, I do want to mention this. Rudy Gay scored 23 points, and he is out. But the pace was not that fast. Cleveland got up 87 attempts. That's a pretty decent clip. But Sacramento just got up 80. They both shot over 50%. And they both shot close to 40% from distance. That's some really, really good shooting. And I don't think they can repeat that again. So although that 216 looks tempting with Cleveland, a team that can really score, I'm going to go in and I'm going to back the under. It's my least favorite play of the day, but I think it hits. Otherwise, I wouldn't play it. All right, next one up, we got there's a lot more statistics that I can get into. Sacramento's a really slow team under Jaeger and stuff like that. But we got 3 other plays. We got a lot to talk about, so let's just jump on to the next one. Atlanta and Chicago. I'm going under the 203. Now, we know that Chicago just went to Atlanta recently and got absolutely shellacked, 102 to 93. However, that's not a shellacking. However, the fourth quarter was Chicago's 36 to Atlanta 15. I mean, Atlanta had them so blown out. They lost the fourth quarter by 21 points, and they still beat them by 10. They were killing them. So, in this matchup, you got 2 teams that play some pretty good defense, and that the tempo of that last game, you had Chicago 81 attempts, Atlanta 82 attempts. And I see you guys are chiming in, and I'm going to get to that. Let me finish my totals, and then I'll scroll back. Maybe I should start doing that on my computer, and we'll start talking about some comments. I'll get back to you, try to get back to each of you personally. That's why I like doing this segment, because we can talk about the game. So I appreciate you guys chiming in. And go ahead, you can keep chiming in, but give me a minute, though, to finish this, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, I like the under with Atlanta and Chicago. In that last game, it seemed like a pretty normal pace. Chicago did not play very well. I think they're going to step things up defensively against Atlanta tonight, being that they are at home. And when we look at the number, odds makers didn't get crazy on us. I mean, we had a last number with them was 204.5. In which they went under. They played prior to that in November, a game that got up and down. They went over. That was 202.5. But odds makers are sticking to their guns here. So that this game came out at 203. It's kind of stayed there. It hasn't really moved. I like the under, though. I think Atlanta and Chicago's played, I'm not a big fan of Fred Hoiberg. I was really disappointed they got rid of Tom Thibodeau. But they are playing some defense. They are. For how many problems they do have, they are playing some defense. They just beat Orlando. I think they come in and do a much better job against an Atlanta team that came out against them and scored 35 points in the first quarter. So look for Chicago to do a much better job. But the tempo wasn't there. And so I don't think the tempo is going to be there tonight. Next one up, Golden State, Charlotte. Actually, this is one of my spread picks. I think Golden State thumps Charlotte. And that kills me because I really like Steve Clifford. But I think they do. That's going to be one of my spread picks tonight. I wouldn't say it's a play of the day or anything. It's just one of my spread picks. I'm going over the 222.5. Charlotte can flat out score. And I think this is a game, Golden State, you guys are going to think I'm crazy. I'm not. I promise you I'm not. When I looked at that Miami Golden State game, first thing I thought was, you know what? Miami might beat them. They really might. And I know that sounds like, well, that's hindsight. I don't lie. Sorry, I'm not going to lie I don't lie about my record. I'm not going to lie to you guys. If I would have said the opposite, then I would have said, I said this, and I would have been way wrong. But honestly, I thought, you know what? Miami kind of has a shot. If you remember, if you watch my video, if you look back, you'll see me say, I like Miami plus the points. So you can go ahead and check that. But I did kind of like Miami. All right, just to let you know. That being said, they caught Golden State in a beautiful spot. Golden State, was just coming off thumping Houston. I mean, they just caught him in the perfect second leg of a back-to-back. Just got done thumping Orlando. Second leg of a back-to-back. I mean, just a perfect spot. And they go really slow and they play good defense. Miami's playing really well. I don't like them tonight, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But they played really well against Golden State. And it was just a perfect spot. All that being said, Golden State, I think, comes out and scores like 120 tonight. And I think Charlotte's going to be able to score over 100. This is a good Charlotte team. They're a little bit underrated. And also a trend we've been looking at, and I got to mention it, this 222.5, 2 different conferences, but it's the highest total we've ever seen between Charlotte and Golden State, stats back to 2004. in all their matchups. Last one they had was 213. That was back last year. Last year, January. So we can't really count that now that Durant's there and stuff. They played to a 111-101 final, but the line was 213. Odds makers are not messing around this year. They're starting to really inflate these lines, and they have to because guys are scoring just at a crazy rate. I like the word exponential, but it's just crazy. Okay, so Golden State Charlotte over the 222.5. Look, Golden State's number. I don't need to get any stats. Golden State's number one across the league in every offensive statistic that matters. Charlotte is not bad at all. Let's talk about it just for a sec. I got a little extra time today, so let's go ahead and let's talk about Charlotte's offensive numbers. They run good stuff, and they don't play a ton of defense. They're averaging 105.2 points per game. They're ranked right in the middle of the league, but they shoot almost 36% from distance. That's why I like them tonight. Their shooting efficiency and their effective field goal percentage kind of right in the middle of the league. Their tempo is really, really good. They get up 85.7 attempts. Again, right in the middle of the league. That plays right into Golden State's wheelhouse. Charlotte, this is what's going to kill. Here's two things that's going to kill Charlotte tonight and why Golden State's going to score 120 points. Charlotte is allowing opponents 88 attempts per game. That ranks fifth to last in the NBA. But here's the key point. They're allowing opponents to get up almost 31 attempts from beyond the arc. That ranks last in the NBA. And they also rank last in three-pointers made per game. Kills me. I don't know why Steve Clifford's not doing a better job defending from beyond the arc. That's going to kill him tonight against the best three-point shooting team in the last 5 years, last 10 years, maybe of all time. They're going to light it up. Yeah, they're going to absolutely light it up. So, anyways, I like Golden State there. Minus the points. They win by double digits, I think, and I think they get over that 222.5. But Charlotte could score. Pretty good offensive numbers. Golden State's going to score. I think they get there. All right, last one up. I bounced around on that one a little bit. Sorry, I had a lot I want to say about that game. Last one up. This is an add-on game for me, but I looked at it real quick. Portland's coming off some rest, which is great for them, and I'm going over this 220 when they take on Los Angeles. Now, the last time they matched up, it was same spot in LA. However, sorry, let me take a look at something real quick. Sorry, it's at Portland. Excuse me. This game I'm talking about was in LA. Los Angeles couldn't score a bucket second half. They scored 30 points in the second half. Couldn't score a bucket. First half looked like, wow, they're going to get over easy, and then Los Angeles decided not to score. 108-87 final. Los Angeles shot 38.6% from the floor, but they did shoot 37% from distance. This game's at Portland. I think it's going to be an absolute track meet. Portland's going to score 120 points. Los Angeles plays absolutely no defense. D'Angelo Russell's out, but that might be a good thing for them because that last game versus Portland, he was 0 for 7 from distance. So that might end up being a good thing. Pace was not really there in that game. 85 attempts for Portland, 83 for the Lakers. That's much lower than their averages on the season. Tonight, I think it's going to be a different case. So two teams that don't play defense, that have the ability to score at times, that love to shoot the three. If they can knock down their shots from distance, which I think they will, especially with Portland coming off some rest. I've took a look at some trends with Portland. The last few times they've been off like 2 days rest, they're good to go. They could really put up some points. I'm not going to get into it. I could go on forever. And that's another thing I got to tell you guys. I can go on forever on these videos. Right now, we've already gone almost 15 minutes. I mean, I could talk another 30, 40 minutes easy, but that would bore you guys to death. All right, let's talk about some spreads. And then we'll get some comments, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I'd like to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. Okay, spreads. There's a lot of games today, so let me focus on the ones I like. I like Brooklyn. Retroactively, if I could have wrote an article about Brooklyn, I would have done it. I think they beat Miami today. I'm going for that one. I'm going straight for the money line. I'm not even getting the points. I think Brooklyn beats Miami straight up. That line's actually dropped from Brooklyn +4 to +3. And I think there's a good reason for that. Brooklyn's really a wonky team. They're not very talented, but Kenny Atkinson, that guy could flat out coach. I'm telling you right now, they get some talent. That's going to be a good team. I mean, he's a oh gosh, I'll just say a student. He was at Atlanta under Coach Buds, who was under Coach Popovich. I mean, he knows basketball. That guy's a good coach. Brooklyn they got a winner there. I think that guy's going to do a heck of a job. But they're going to need some talent. That's all. I like Brooklyn. That'd be my play of the day. I like Brooklyn there on the money line. I'm not even taking the points. I think they win that game straight up. Okay, I like Boston plus the points, and let me tell you why. I think this game goes down the wire. I do think they score a lot. I don't know if they get to 230. Houston is coming off some rest. Boston, yes, they lost to Washington yesterday, but prior to that, they had 2 days rest. So I don't think they come back to Boston and just lay an egg. Houston's fantastic, but they play no defense. I'll take Boston plus the points. I'll take, again, Brooklyn straight up. Philadelphia, no Embiid. I have no opinion. I think New Orleans beats Oklahoma City, but that's not a play. Right now, my only play right now would be Brooklyn and Boston. Atlanta, Chicago. Chicago probably got a little revenge on their minds, but I really like Atlanta, so I'm going to go ahead and stay off of that. I like Golden State to win by double digits. That'd be another play. Toronto, Memphis. DeRozan's still out, so I don't know. New York and Dallas. I'll take New York plus the points. I think they can win that game straight up too. I love Rick Carlisle, and I really like Nowitzki, and I kind of like the Mavericks. I mean, I like their organization, but they're not very good this year. They're coming around a little bit. Lakers, Portland, no opinion. That could go either way. And that's it. So the 3 plays for my spreads would be Brooklyn, Boston, Golden State officially. Sorry, and New York. I'll go ahead and add that too. That's it. All right, so let's talk about some. I don't like Golden State. Hold on one second. You don't like Golden State in the equation. Why are you picking it? What do you mean I don't like Golden State in the? Oh, whenever I have a game with You mean whenever I have a game with Golden State in the equation, I don't do very well? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so there's your disclaimer. When I have Golden State in my games, I'm usually on the wrong side, but I still like them tonight. It doesn't mean I'm not going to stop. If I see value on something, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop my handicapping. So yeah, I mean, what am I never going to play a game with Golden State in it ever? I'm still a young guy. I got a lot of handicapping in my future. All right. On the college spreads, yeah, let's talk about those. We can do that real quick. There's actually, I'll tell you about a college game I like. Where was it? I kind of like USC. I like USC getting the points. That's a really well coached team. Andy Enfield's no joke. They're a little bit thin, and people want to think UCLA is going to come in and blow them out. That's a rivalry. USC could pull off the upset. I kind of like that. I think Georgetown beats Creighton without their point guard. And there's another one I like, but gosh, what was it? It's going to drive me crazy if I don't pull it up. I'm going through the NCAA games right now. Where was that? Sorry, guys, I don't want to have too much silence here, but there was one more college game I did want to mention before I get to some more comments, and we'll go ahead. I like USC, like I said, I like USC. It wasn't not Richmond at home. That wasn't the one I really liked. It was one of those mid-major games. Gosh darn it, where is it? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. For some reason, it's not. My brain might not be working properly right now. No, it wasn't Samford. Maybe I was just thinking of Georgetown. I was looking at the lines last night, and something jumped out at me. I think it was Georgetown and USC. No, that's it. Oh, you know what? I remember I know what my brain was thinking. I was looking at UCF, and I was looking at that game for a while, and at the end I said, "Nah, SMU's too good," so I decided to stay off it. Now I remember what I was thinking. Okay, sorry. I kind of like USC, and I kind of like Richmond at home for college, but nothing. I'm not going to give you any official on college because I'm still. When I finish this video, I'm going to start breaking them down more because I got some more research I need to do on that. Okay, let me get some more comments here, and we'll talk. Okay. Did you hear LeBron James not happy with the cat? Yeah, I'm going to start from the beginning here. Okay. Yeah, LeBron's not happy. Thanks for the picks, Mike. Daniel, why don't you adjust to these high scores? Too many unders from you, don't you think? No. I'll just say no. Thank you, though. I appreciate you chiming in, but I mean, today I got 2 unders and 2 overs, so no, I don't think so. I mean, look, this is the hurt business. When we talk about handicapping, it's definitely not easy. And what am I going to do? Bet overs on every game? I mean, yeah, it takes. It's not easy, man, and bad runs happen. Look at yesterday. Philly, I don't know because Embiid's out. Memphis should get it done against Toronto. What's the spread on that? Minus the 5.5. That was -6. It's now -5.5 with DeRozan out. Memphis should cover, but I'm not going to make a play out of it. I knew it. Unders again. You are unbelievable. No adjusting. Daniel, you're killing me. I I got 2 unders and 2 overs. What do you want? You're going to get us all broke. Nothing personal. Don't play my plays. What are you talking about? Then fade me. I'm 145 and 130. If you would have gone the other way, you'd be 130 and 145. And it's free, by the way, Daniel. The picks are free. You're not paying me any money for this. Stop it. Don't get me wrong. It's all good, brother. Honestly, I do appreciate your feedback. I'm just playing with you. Thanks for videos. Cool. College spreads. I already talked about that. I talked about the Golden State thing. Daniel, you're a good guy, man. I do appreciate your feedback, even if we disagree on stuff. It's all good. You said don't like it. I don't understand what you mean, Daniel. Okay, that's it. Yeah, honestly, and that's something I think Daniel brings up a fantastic point. Absolutely fantastic point. If you see something that I'm off on, because here, check it out, guys. For this video and for my college stuff, and this is what you guys need to understand, and I think everybody needs to understand this, everybody out there as well. I'm looking at every single basketball game, every single one, and it's time consuming, and but it's a blast. I love it. I love breaking down the numbers. No, you're good, brother. You're totally good. No apologies necessary. So I'm breaking down the numbers of every single game. But if you're like, let's say if you're like a Boston fan and you know them really, really well, like you know how they're going to react off a back-to-back, and you got some news that maybe I'm not aware of, and I say I like Boston, but you're like, no, Houston's going to come in and smash them. Then yeah, absolutely, make your own plays. And that's the thing about this, and something else when it comes to SBRpicks.com and all our handicappers. We got the guys out there, and with Brenner and those guys. Everything's free. Everything's free. So you're not paying us anything. So just enjoy the segment. Just enjoy the segment. And your guys' feedback has been fantastic. Honestly, I really appreciate you guys. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna sign off now. So you guys got all my plays. I'll quick recap it though. Just on the totals, we got Cleveland, Sacramento under 216, Atlanta, Chicago under the 203, Golden State, Charlotte over the 222.5, and Los Angeles, Portland over the 220. I can be good. I can also be bad. I can also be bad. But the important point is that we have good feedback and we all profit. I'm gonna sign off and I'm gonna get back to work. And I wish you guys luck on your picks today.